Slows to recall.
Waiting on Vision Denial here in mid if they do want to scale down. They give themselves that cross to Cat. Now to deal with the Killjoy utility. Turret-sided off drone. Mania will not be. Got the angle just in enough time. Drone battery is now dead. Crossfire set up for Hebron. So they can capitalize. Cloudburst to dash through. Sticking in a perfect position. Gonna pick up one, a second to go with it. His teammate on site, a little late to the frag, but he's gonna pick up a trade. It'll be 4-on-2 now. Venom's Odin on the money. Gonna pick up one. Reload of the Phantom, a little more versatile. This is the newfound rifle. 30 on the round, spike down on site. Oof. Down a player. How do you dig out the hole?
Maybe you don't. Maybe you just sit in there and shoot out from it. Looks like that might be the option that they have to go for here. They enter in from connection, and that's going to be a shock bolt to split them once again. Do they actually take a peek up on heaven? You can't get the kill. Ritzy sends them to the grave. Pikachu, last one standing, all hopes alive, but Ash isn't there to give the commands, and Ritzy takes the 2K.
Everyone getting involved in the early rounds for Hebron, able to convert their second now. Will be tied up. Money will be difficult into this round. Chairstick will buy the downgraded Odin. The Ares is going to be the call. Everyone gets rifles out of this one. Lots of ults to work with for both sides. So pretty even round based on timing. It's a stack up currently towards B lobby. Syosset bin one to smoke early into Archway and scale the Cat. So this isn't to say they are going to hit towards B, but definitely playing close contact early. 0-point scan for 2. No command online, and they're definitely taking this one off of the contact now. Mania out first. Pick up one. Booper to fall. Now down, but not out. As Omen and Buns are around. Market just as quick. We're able to take the trades. Jeez. More to come from the Jet, and leaves a 1v5 from CT. The KO just now getting out of Vision Denial. The entire team's gone. It's the third for the Jet and the third round for Syosset High School.
You ever just been taking a little bit of a nap? And you go, I'll take a break. And you wake up and you're the last one in the round. It's like, oh my gosh, what just happened? Just looking around furiously. Help? Team? That's kind of what it felt like. Very nicely done by Syosset. They are looking, well, okay. And again, expending that null command, Booper, creating the opportunity for the rush. And again, relying on those opening frags, relying on that skill. And we said it time and time again, these teams are relying on those individual skill matchups. And that one was just a straight up run at them, gun them down, and pray you don't get hit in the meantime. Hebron, though, going ahead and saying, now we have the ult advantage, now we have the Cosmic Divide, the Hunter's Fury, the Lockdown, all these tools to section and solo you out. But it's a B-side hit once again. Syosset saying this has been our bread and butter.
Around Eco stack, the A site. Syosset just hit B, expecting them to move this time around. Not the case though, so the defensive read not quite where you'd like it to be. Is Ritzy going to be caught with the shorty back of sight? Buns will pick that one up on the free float down. We'll see if these eco weaponries can slip their way into some favorable positions. River swing out, has contact CT, has seen at least 2. Possible the vision cone saw the 3rd. Flank on its way right now for Syosset. Just need to contain for a bit of time. Don't give too much away as Booper going to go wide on that one. Will fall. Someone has it all out the smoke. We'll pick up 2 low HP players right in their wheelhouse. Can they find them? Pikachu certainly can. The flank finally comes to fruition. It's a 4th round for Syosset.
I mean, Flexo Man getting away with that hidey hole move is not something that you typically see, and this is something that I do want to bring up, and maybe it's going to be a play factor as well. The fact that these teams are now running an endurance test on top of it. To give a little bit of context, a lot of these teams have been here since about 9 o'clock this morning here, and that is by no small feat. An endurance run, even though they may not be playing all the time, but they have played 2 best of 3s. And then they've also been waiting. They've had to stay up. They've been studying and watching the teams. And now we're sitting at about the 12-hour mark. I mean, this is, teams have been on the ropes. And if you have not played in competitive sports or even esports or whatever you want to say, to stay awake that long and be forced, or not forced, but have to play at a high efficiency level is taxing. And that is what I want to see here. I want to see the teams be able to endure this test, endure this challenge in front of them, and still be able to play to a high level, negate some of these mistakes that could come out.
0-point back of sight. Info on player's garden. It's the walk into sight for Syosset. When it comes to A, Hunter's Fury is online. has not found a tag and has not stopped the plant either. Lockdown will be up. We'll give all the space in the world for a quick retake for Hebron. Syosset no choice but to head back towards A main. It'll be difficult to get back into these angles, and even more so now the divide's online. The perfect combination. You don't know if this team started the defuse yet, but you have to swing through the wall if you want a chance at this spike. They have not done so just yet. Cannot do so. No chance at that one. Hebron will win it before it even starts. A fantastic retake. And a round converted, now within one.
And honestly, the combination of the lockdown and the cosmic divide, we said this is a way to force a sectioning of Syosset. We said that's exactly what they want to do, and it played out by the book. Well done by Hebron, containing themselves forward, and now Syosset say, okay, we used ults last time, you got your chance, we're right back kind of to square one. Blade Storm, good. I still lean that more just to damage heavy, it's not that all-encompassing factor. But it is nice to see these teams are still on point with the macro, making sure that they are communicating, hey, what ult do we want to use here? What ult do we want to lay down? How are we pulling these in combination? Let's see if they can continue, though, all the way through as Mania locks down Pikachu up on site. Exith on site as well as Buns takes a tumble. Everyone falling afterwards, but Flexoman and Booper saying, please give us that opportunity down to a 2v2.
Flex will stay off-site. It'll be hard for Booper to trade here unless they can get the CT stare. Timing on the contact be interesting. Has the info on the cross, so I want to pick up one. A trade, and Syosset with the 180! All the way back around, out of market door and into CT stare. Able to pick up both on the 1v2. It's tied up after the defuse.
Hey, you'll take it. One left and live. Churstick pulling out that clutch. So well done. And I want to see even more. We are, as you said, tied at 4-4, and these teams are not giving an inch. The most that we've seen once again. And Hebron are actually in the same scenario back in game number 1 that they played throughout the day. Just back and forth, ping-ponging, no longer string than 2, I think. And then all of a sudden we went to game 2, and then all bets were off. No one really knew what was going to happen there, but a string as well. But right now, it's keeping things in an even pace, and I feel this does lend itself, at least in my opinion, to Hebron. Hebron, again, are a team that like to play off of emotion, but their emotions seem neutered, so if they can start putting that role, if they get that 3rd round in a row, we should see them activate online and look to push much faster. Yes, on the defense, still does not matter. I expect them to have some level of aggression.
Low aggressive via util into this round. A recon to stall for space. The physical aggression for the defensive end hasn't come through just yet. Play a passive 2-1-2. We'll have to float the Sova here as well. So they've got quick retake potential. Really trusting Mania's op here. I don't blame them. Had a lot of success earlier today on main broadcast. You can only expect it to have that same sort of success again. This player's been very consistent all throughout their career and all throughout today.
I love the patience here. You can see it. They're itching to go. Syosset are itching, but that's going to be the call. Operator calls out, misses. So, do they rush? Pikachu looking to the left, tries to get into the side, but Buns is able to find one. Mania, though, says, hey, I still got one in the chamber. Let's go ahead and take that one. Up in the air, Buns goes, but can't find it, so Ritzy takes him down. Venom going to follow up with a headshot of their own, so it's back and forth, miss on the up shot, but that's going to be the body. Mania says, stay out of my territory. You can't get one more, but it's down to a 1v2. Hebron in a 2-player advantage, 1-player advantage, if you will. It's all on Booper. Can Booper pull it off? You still don't get the plan, and you only got 15 seconds.
15 to work with the 1v2. Will Hebron swing this?
10 seconds left.
Give Booper a shot. Look to tap, looked for a frag, and Fried will pick it up first. 5-4. Hebron will take their first lead of the game.
Spicy time, and honestly, Syosset feels like they didn't really have a choice. They waited. The operator cried out. Even with that miss, it feels like they were a beat behind, and Hebron shut him down. So, very nicely done. Yes, it is a buy round, though. Syosset quickly buy up. And Bun sitting on about 4K saying, hey, I got no problem whatsoever. Flexoman's not being able to flex that wallet as much as they would like. Still, guns are up. Phantoms all the way around there. We'll see if they're able to make something happen. A full stack over towards this A site. This is going to be in a while. We have not seen them do that. Mania, though, takes a shot and immediately forces the retreat.
So scary. It's so consistent. 2 frags in the last round, almost a third. One came off the leg. And Mania does something that you really can't teach a player, knows exactly when and where to reposition that operator. A lot of the time we see players look for repeated opportunities on the same angle. Not the case for Mania. You take one shot, I'm out of there, I'm moving, I'm repositioning, and I'm always staying so unpredictable. Ritzy will pick up one early. They do bring it back. It's that KO down, but not out state, thanks to the null command. That still continues to suppress this util on site. Finally, a chance for these defenders yet again, but they gotta win the gunfights, and that's not gonna happen. Omen and Pikachu both gonna pick up looks. Plan will go down into the post, and they've gotta work this retake now with an operator. Exis will shoot them out of trouble, and Fried all the way down CT stair for 2. Mania, the operator even gets involved, but Pikachu will turn the tides back on site.
Come on, that power of friendship, you can do it. Power of friendship, baby. Hang on to dear life in this back corner. And Mania feels it, says Boathouse should be clear, and you do spot him. Well done. Hebron carry with 1 alive to a 6-4 score, extending to the largest lead of this game once again, but the largest run that we've had in 4.
I mean, you'll spot the head just barely over the top of the box. This spots that green beanie over the box and is able to come through to the back of sight, swing wide, and finish the job. Means they can recover the operator. More importantly, they win that round. Back into rifles. This one will break eco for Syosset if they're not lucky. And Mania yet again has moved that operator. Saw it a round ago, guarding a main. This time we'll see it go deep tile.
Oh man, Syosset, it's been even. They want to bring this back. They want to put it at a 6-6. The turret goes up once again. Mania gonna try and wait it out. Has to take that shot. Praying someone walked around the corner, but Pikachu definitely on to the tricks of Hebron's trade. And they're going to wait and see. Again, taking this one much slower. Granted, again, a lot of these decisions have been made under about 30 to 40 seconds for Syosset. They might trade it out. Give it about 50 to 60. Wait down that timer once again. Try and force a straight-up gun fight between the two teams and, you know, take that gamble of a 60-40. Yeah.
Hebron posted in mid. It means they'll have quick retake here. And Hunter's Fury to kill a lot of time. It's a question if they'd want to use it to deny plan as that lockdown currently active for Syosset. Whether that's value on the offensive take, whether that's value on post plant for this team. You must want to make sure that Hunter's Fury, that counter ultimate, is available. Of course, that's their call to make. Mania yet again is repositioned. It's read nicely into this round. Rest of the team's ready for quick rotate. And they're ready for a quick frag. They'll get 1 for that to get out of this one. Lockdown's online. They won't expend the Hunter's Fury because they have the positioning. They don't need to. Drone's broken early. That does give presence to the operator, hoping it'll scare this team off. It hasn't done that, though they will get to sight. The Hunter's Fury still cooking up. Ritzy going to pick up 1 onto Booper. A second off the shock bolt. Great utility. 10 seconds left, and you got to stick this plant. If you're Buns, has gone to sight. They look to swing door, trying to shut it down early. Ritzy finding another. Will take everything but the plant. Buns will get it down and fall soon after. It's an ace picked up for the Sova. It's a 7th round for Hebron High.
And you know what? Props to Syosset for trying. Like I said, got to change something up. They were a little bit worried about what was going on. And they tried it. They waited it out till about 30 seconds and then said we swing. The positioning on that lockdown, just off course. That op still being in play scared them. You saw it. They scattered inside of the smoke. They were not able to rush as well as they would have liked. And it caused them to collapse. And Hebron, for their own, it was a game of chicken, really. Are we going to hold there, or are you going to give up first? What's going to happen here? And Hebron went out on that factor. This is why they are returning champions. This is why they are almost like the underground kings, you know, play from the lower bracket, send it, you know, whatever you want to say. But they still are those champions, and they're saying this is our chance nonetheless.
Turret expended for Mania yet again. It's a quick push for Syosset into sight. Bun's so tagged down by the Nano Swarm sitting on the workbench. Neext's now going to be here to help on the back of the site. Is that switch enough for them to hold this time around? Not quite. Buns will pick up 2. And yet again, Syosset have been able to breach their way into B.
I am loving what I'm seeing right here. Again, Syosset said, okay, slow down work. Let's go right back to our own system. And it has caught Hebron a little bit off guard. 3v4 though. We've seen the comeback with way less. So let's see if they can do it here. Fried leading the charge. And that's going to be their presence detected. Very nice recon bolt to cut them down. Actually, not a recon bolt. I lied. That is a knife. Suppression going in as Fried is not able to launch any util of their own. But the shots work. And the Nanoswarm bites back, but does not find the kill. 3v3 as time ticks down once again.
That's exactly why I'm a beanie-less Killjoy stan. Yet again, it's cost her everything. Those Bones will find a third. A 1v3 now. Churstick looking to wrestle around back. A low HP Jet caught. You have to stick this spike, and that's not going to happen. But we're right around the corner. We'll take the last round of the half. It's 7-5. Just 2 to separate as we switch sides.
Switching sides.
Well done. Very well done by the side of Syosset. They knew that they could play to the very end, and they're maintaining. I love it. I love this fact. Again, these teams, yes, they are tired. They're at their wits' end, but they have to play out. And the fact of the matter is, again, this is a LAN. I think one of my favorite things is these teams, more often than not, are playing directly across from each other. They are facing off directly against each other. So not only are you watching the team across from you either rejoice or despair, but that fuels you, and it leads to these situations that sometimes we get to see these teams cause a little bit of a stir. They go, hey, I'm going to try this move just to try and piss off a teammate or piss off the opponent. So many little things come into it. So I want to see even more. A 7-5 score can come back on either side. Syosset could come out with the lead here with the pistols, or Hebron can extend the lead, maybe push 2-9 rounds. This pistol is going to be so much fun to watch here in game number 1 of our final series of the day.
They pop through Garden. Swing on its way for Hebron. A lot of space. Both players going to be anchored onto the site here. They've got to win this fight. Popped out for Booper. Too little, too late. Churstick and Ethan both going to open the door on site. Is that player advantage now going to exist? And Syosset will call off the early contact. Opting to play retake now instead. Early pick from Omen has made things just a little bit more bearable for Syosset. A 3-on-3, the story for the retake.
Tur goes up, tries to cover. But that's going to be the suppression once again. Holds it down. Churstick, though, about to get into a gun duel. Flexomen has been leading the scoreboard for the team, but might get into a 1v1 here. Little jiggle, little peek. Shots go out, and Churstick wins. That's another win for Hebron, and now it's a drop down. Venom looking to bite back, but Churstick says no. 3K. Fry takes it and makes it 4. 5 are dead, and a win for Hebron.
Lead by 3. They convert a pistol. They look to take an extra round here off of this one. Syosset won't buy into it. Just the Sheriff currently in tow for Bun. So they are going to give that opportunity to the squad. We'll get a bit of a lighter buy coming out of Churstick. There's 2 options here. The lighter buy comes through because they want to guarantee they can buy full util next round along with the rifle. Or they buy lighter in this round so that Mania can go frag out into this one, and then they can convert an offensive operator over into the next round. We'll see what that case ends up being. For now, it'll be close contact. Gelato. Oof. The whole firing line on deck for Hebron to win it with ease. The A side is theirs. They've still got that lurking Killjoy to catch mid presence. But that presence has gone awry. It'll be everything scaffold.
Execution squad ready to go. Hebron not leaving anything to chance, and I want to see even more. Inside of the smoke they play, but Flexomen flexes on him as well as Pikachu. The shorty's doing some work, evening things up and giving a chance over, but that's going to be the final 2 shots. Do you get the spray down? You hold down that trigger, but you can't find it. Fried gets the headshot through the wall, and that's going to be the util taken out as Ritzy ritzes it up. That will be 9 to Hebron, carrying over 3 weapons as well.
Next round converted. Churstick still no rifle. There it is. They come through. Econ not quite there. It's a pretty hefty bonus, though. 4 rifles into this one. It's half armor for Churstick. Mania will be on the Stinger. They're playing entry duelist. So Mania, we're expecting a super dash into generator, possibly get a look into scaffolding. It's a really good setup for this team. High hopes of converting a bonus here for Hebron. Then it's all economic control. They've got all the momentum. It's up to Syosset to dig claws in. It's Booper on the first contact. Great pop flash. Better judge play. Churstick will have it. It's Garden converted, and everyone instantaneous rotation.
They see the crack. They see that opening. And they say, hey, we will take it. Through the wall, they try and fire on the side of Syosset, but they've already lost 2. Hebron close the door and force Pikachu to walk through the Nanoswarm, but it's not going to happen. Shot 1, 2, 3, and the headshot takes E6's life. 2 on this connection, though. The Garden may lead to death. 4v3. Syosset have got to make the move. A little bit of a cloak out. That orb is not going to work as Ritzy and Mania shut them down, and Buns is the last one alive. Ritzy takes it home with 2 headshots.
A 5-round gap now as Hebron slowly start to worm their way into what is quite the strong arm on the game. A round we expect them to take here. It's full Sheik out for Syosset. Everything on Sheriffs. Full arm for Booper, because why not? Just in case the Phantom 1-tap does come through. Just around, you're not expecting them to grab. These will go down by 6. Hebron going to put, once again, pretty early contact over towards his A side. They've been winning it every round, so no real reason not to. It's almost become a part of their conditioning. See if they can get this team to push any farther. Recon expended early, dealt with early. Already one-way expended. That's going to get refreshed as well, thanks to that recon broke. This is great stuff from Hebron.
The gentle rotation of utility is keeping the rest of Syosset kind of guessing. You can see it here with the Sheriffs as well. You're not too keen on actually taking any peeks. Normally with pistols, I would say, hey, go for it. You know, try and swing with 4. It's the usual 50-50. Are you going A or are you going B? But no, these are one-shots. Maybe you can get some work done. Flexoman actually gets a 4 squad just all blinded out, but can't take that fight, so has to back away. All 5 actually were in that corner. Syosset, though, setting up for a chance. Ritzy takes Flexoman out, and now it's a chase into sight. Shot 1, shot 2. Mania takes another one. Venom, though, bites back in the head, but loses their own life in the process, and it is just a smattering of death for Hebron as they get the plant.
Buns 1v3, full armor, but just the Sheriff in tow for the lone Jet. No reason to save into this one. See if they can make something happen. Gravity well trying to find the floor bang.
Oh my
God. It's not quite on the money. It'll be a bit of a blind fire duel.
Have you ever seen a team just say, don't enter from here? That's what it was. I think they each emptied like a clip and a half in there.
Take the sign, buddy. They don't want you on the site. For exits here into this one. Going to swing now. One good opportunity. That was it. Couldn't find the shot. Well, that is Spike. We'll refresh Econ. Hebron now up 6.
I mean, this is Hebron keeping steady. They said, hey, play our game, play smart. I don't see any of that over-aggression, which I am extremely happy about. We are not seeing Hebron go a little bit crazy, right? We're not seeing them rush all the way through. We're not seeing them chase in willy-nilly. They're not relying on the gun play. Whatever happened in the previous rounds, I give a lot of credit to the players as well as the staff. This is a squad that knows they're on death's door, but are going to play it just like any other game. Really, really controlled, well-paced. They're aggressive when they need to, but they play passive if they sense that Syosset are going to get aggressive on their end. So well done.
Recon going to catch both early. So will the 0 point. Early divide's going to come through. Oh, boy. Get your notepads out. You want to steal this strat. Hebron will walk just the jet into sight. Now you want contact on the CT. You've already pulled everybody. This jet will be to reconfirm as they walk into a wide open A site. They know they've got this team wrapped around their finger. They'll utilize that into a fantastic fake. Mania will fall, but he falls for the greater good. No one else is at home as Hebron to walk into A. Plant's gone down. Just how he drew it up.
Ain't no surprises here. Not a chance in the world as Ritzy glitzes up Booper, who is booped out of this round. Ritzy now on the hunt for a few more, taking the long way to safety, and the rest of Syosset wondering how the heck they can make this work. Of course, that's what Pikachu, taking out Ixith, who is not going to be allowed to play this one any longer. Up on high, the Raptors will cherish 2. Stick looking for another on the back end, but Fried blind firing in, just trying to make a little bit of noise. Venom, though, bites out Stick, who is locked down into the ground. Couple turrets go up. They have to get on this Spike and try and defuse Smoke, giving him cover, and it looks like it's going to work, but the Hunter's Fury is going to lock them out. Flexoman, though, finds the kill. Ritzy finds a Hunter's Fury, and that's going to stop him, but it's not going to be enough. Hebron, we're not able to maintain. Ritzy is able to take one more before they fall, but it's still Syosset to take the round.
That's tough. Ritzy grabs the frag. The thought process is, great, I saw the plant. Or I saw the defuse. Unfortunately, not the case. Defuse still underway and converted as well. The strat's quite nice. Ritzy takes just a little bit getting back. Gave a lot of respect to the defense in the fact that they were going to go to B, but did not predict the fact that they would all rotate through defender spawn. Looked for attacking spawn, got one out of mid, was hoping to get a little bit more before rejoining the team, wasn't able to do so. That led to them disadvantaged onto site, and allowed for an easier retake from Syosset playing off numbers, just trading one another.
Oh!
Ritzy gonna answer back for the crimes. We'll find one early.
Literally one shot, one kill. Ritzy padding that KDA ever further. Gotta love it. Flexomen, though, sitting there with the judge once again. Give me a chance. Let me please, please send someone to prison. Ritzy, though, saying once again, I am the one in control. Catwalk taken over by the side of Hebron. Mid also in full control. All 5 currently tethered up. And Syosset not willing to take that chance. You can see how deep they are fading back after losing one. They say we can't give up too much else, but Buns hard spraying through this paper thin wall and gets shot through the wall. Fried finds a lucky bullet, and Buns is down. Syosset now have to manage in 3v5. Another shot going in. Sure stick getting Pikachu's life. And it's down to a 2v5, even worse as Hebron double back after mid and now are looking at this A site. Once again, by the way, 100% plants on this A site. Hebron say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Absolutely. We're going to save a Syosset. Recon's given info, at least where one of these remaining defensive players are. If you're Hebron, might be worth getting a strike team together to try to take these rifles away. Thinking about bringing up the jet. Haven't quite done so. Containing for now. That's probably about where this one ends. We're doing a fantastic job of just reading this team like a book. We saw it in that fake around. They weren't able to quite win, but when that looked pretty solid. 4 players of defender spawn, hoping for an overheat off that first pick from Venom. Hasn't quite come through. I mean, he'll be here B main. Don't expect a swing. It's where that round will end. It's match point for Hebron in this one. 2 rifles snuck out from Syosset. That could be the difference in them converting or us going to map number 2.
I really love that you are continuously pointing out, because it's such a true fact, the fact that Syosset are currently an open book. Hebron is reading them time and time again. Are Syosset going to fall back? Cool, we push. We gain those advantages. Are they going to push into us? Cool, we let them. We catch them in the net. And it's plain as day. And these are things that you don't see in the static game. These are things that you don't really see in solo queue as often, right? If you play the game, this is really something that you can only see in competitive. And to see it at this level is something that makes me very happy for the rest of this Nationals weekend. I want to see more of this team play, more of these teams communicating, making sure that they always got each other's backs. And now we have the attacker lockdown sitting on this B site, fully converging as well, because there is no response. Mania locks down Flexomen in a early first blood.
Timeout's over. Killjoy's offline, and there's a chance to push forward for Syosset. No command activated. Hooper bailed out by Venom there. He'll find Ritzy early. Need all the picks to go on your way here on the retake. 2 players B main. Are they ready for it? Not quite. He's going to find the first. Fried hasn't even given their position away. Doesn't need to. The Astro's getting it all done. It's a 1v4 to hold on to Syosset's map pick. Buns can't get the job done. He's no stranger to closing out maps. 13-6 for Hebron. They'll take it by the way of 7. They'll move on to their map next.
It feels so fitting that the final round they win was the only time on attack that they decided to go B-side. The only time that they decided to shake things up and again look so dominant. Every round controlled, very in their own pace. I think we can expect even more out of this Hebron squad. For the side of Syosset, though, what do they exactly need to do? Because it felt like they were just gently outclassed each time. It wasn't explosive. We weren't seeing excessive craziness. It just felt like they were a little bit slower when getting off the ground.
Sure. I mean, it's about just that need for extra bits of utility, and we do see instances where not a ton of peaks, by the way, or not a ton of info peaks, but not a ton of consideration of when the util's coming out and where it's coming out of. So an instance where we're looking at very slow scales from Hebron, very slow defaults. They're working utility from that Omen, right? outside of Gelato to throw paranoias, to throw consistent one-ways, right? Consistently getting dark covers on the top of wall. The issue is, though, there's no one working utility on the B site simultaneously. So while that Omen uses all their utility, there's never any util expenditure from the other side. You got to really think about how to manage that util, make sure everybody is using it at the same time so you stay even throughout the defensive half. So when you're over there on the defensive side, I mean, there's a KO set up most of the round on B. You talked about it, right? They never go B, which the only way to learn that is to pop flash your jet out and get that info peak, right? So a lot of the time we think, okay, if we don't have the space clear, we can't play it. But there is ways to clear that space in the same way you would on the attacking side from the defensive end, just flip the map. So if they pop flash their way through with that jet, that saves the Omen so much utility because you get out, right? You get out of B lobby. What does that tell you?
It tells
they're
you
not B lobby.
Yeah.
That instantly is what it tells you. That means they're A. So you've got the same amount of information you got by using those Omen dark covers by using utility on the B side of the map. And we never saw that. We have consistently the same utility coming out of the Omen. As soon as they run out of utility, they have to leave the angle, right? Which gives space to Hebron, allows them to play so much more patiently, expend the utility, and then there's nothing to do defensively. You used it all on the early hold.
So much to think about, and of course, a fantastic breakdown there, Catinator, and it will be much needed as Syosset are now on their last leg. They have one more game or possibly two, but if they do not win this one, they are gone and they will be going home. Of course, for Hebron, if they win this next one, that means that they get a chance at revenge. And of course, if you think you can match up with some of these teams here as well, there are going to be so many more amazing tournaments along the way. We are introducing the Youth Winner's Circle Summer Storm, a free series of short-form events designed to fit the busy summer schedules, of course. If you are going on vacation, hey, maybe you can hop into one of these later. Starting this June and into July, there will be tournaments running across 3 days for each different game. It will not be a full season, just a little bit of a short form. It is going to be through Rocket League, Valorant, Brawlhalla, League of Legends, and Overwatch 2, an amazing set of categories. So, of course, if you are interested, go ahead to generationesports.com/summer-storm. And of course, maybe you run into me and Catinator, who will maybe give you a free win. I don't know. My skills are horribly rusty. So we'll go ahead. We will go ahead and go to a very, very quick break. Please do not go anywhere. The HSEL Nationals Valorant Day 1 will continue in just a bit. And welcome back, everyone. We are ready to go with our, what could be the final game of the day. Eyes are open right now as Hebron are looking to close things out and again advance into day number 2 and keep their possibilities of a back-to-back Nationals champion alive. Game number 1 looked solid. They looked very, very strong. Clinical, little less aggression coming out here, but still a very big possibility of being that powerhouse that we have fielded them as.
Yeah, a little less.
Just a little.
A little.
Just a little.
A little less.
Yep, just a little. Looking on the Syosset side, though, we did have quite a few options as well for them to try and figure out exactly what they wanted to do, right? Some options coming in here. And, of course, going into bind, that is another question in itself. We've seen the aggression come out. I believe that's actually where Hebron went crazy a little bit.
Yeah, most definitely. And coming into, as I mentioned, their map pick against a team that they out-mid-rounded quite successfully. We're looking at a very technical map in bind. It'll make interesting compositions. Ichthus on this Astra is going to be very successful. They played double controller last time around, and I don't know if Syosset are going to be capable of playing a successful double controller into it, which if they get the vision denial advantage early, I think they get a very easy time closing out this game. The fact that they're going to have all the extra map control.
So, eyes are open right now. Syosset, last chance on the table for them. And if they win this one, they move on into a game number 3. And, of course, at that time, that's going to be an even crazier one. Because, again, it's a very basic map. It is Haven, once again. Very much the stock standard setup for the rest of the teams. But they do have to get over that hump. And, once again, they are on the attack first. They will be coming out here. And I like the fact that, again, they are an equal opportunist, right? In their attacking side, it did count. All their plans went 6-6. More or less, they went to A site 6 times.
Okay.
They went to B site 6 times. They feel out their opportunities and kind of try and mix it up every time. At the same time, for Hebron's side, they're very much more, they're more being that, does it work once? Cool, let's keep doing it until it stops working. So I'm very, very excited to see what else they can do. Players that are popping off, though, Ritzy, still a phenomenal player here for Syosset.
Yeah.
We are hearing, though, that there is an opportunity for a little bit of a shakeup there.
Which I feel like almost certainly means a compositional shakeup. Opting to take Pikachu, the Killjoy out of this one. DM7 coming into the mix. We saw a couple ciphers today. Is that possibly a cyber-specific agent?
Ooh.
Is that a flex player who's going to step in and play the secondary controller? That's the question. I made the point of, I think, just based on prior match experience, this Hebron squad will play a better double controller composition. But if you bring in somebody like DM7, who, of course, this is a presumption, plays a controller, well, maybe that's not the case. I mean, they're getting subbed in specifically for the role.
There's what I always like to say is map-specific players. There are some players that just seem to excel. And yes, when it comes to competitive play, you can't just be a one-trick pony. You just can't. However, in players, there is that ingrained, man, I just really like this map. I play so much better on there. And for teams that do field a little bit deeper players standing, they have that bench full of, 6th, 7th, 8th member ready to go. Hey, maybe that's the chance that they need to pull it back here. Again, thank you so much for giving us a little bit of time here. Again, we are waiting for, I believe, the teams to get ready. In the meantime, I do want to go ahead and say that if you are interested in bringing up your own collegiate or high school level academics and get started in esports as well, please go ahead and check out what Generation Esports has to offer in the form of gaming concepts. If you are interested in getting a 4-credit standards-based scholastic esports system ready up and going for your school and get courses running for students to be able to enroll and get out there, you will want to check them out at gamingconcepts.gg. They're building this out from the ground up for you, for those that may not have the time to really input. And you got some awesome talents, and kids also get that opportunity to learn and grow from there as well. So please go ahead and check them out. And I'm excited. I still want to see, because again, this is the last series of the day, and again, these teams are waiting for a single chance to make their way into day number 2.
Team 7, a Sova player. Makes a lot of sense for the substitution. I ain't learning all those lineups.
Yep.
Put it just like that. So that'll be the Sova player coming in. They'll play double initiator back into this one, double duelist on top of it. They want to play pretty quick. The team's going to play contact, and they're starting the attacking side, so it makes sense to have a stim beacon in addition. As mentioned, they are playing single controller into the double controller of Hebron that we've seen today, and we've seen it be quite successful as well. The team that got off to a pretty hot start off of having all the extra information. Ethos is a fantastic Astra. Can almost play a double controller based off of how consistently they're able to use their utility and how sparingly without having the extra controller. And then you get Churstick with the rechargeable Viper utility on top of it. Oh, well, that spells trouble. Mania will be that lone duelist. That's not a problem for this player, who we know cannot like nobody's business, who we know can get into the site just as effectively. A lot of the time we see that baited raise. Mania knows how to get that space without the blastbacks. And then, of course, double initiator for Hebron as well. Just compositionally, I think they look a lot stronger going into this one.
They are looking like a firestorm to work with. And it's very, very interesting to see. They actually take the entire time here in Agent Select. This is not something that we see very often, but it seems that Hebron really do want to make the most out of every single moment that they have in this game. They want to ensure that, hey, we are on point. We all know what the game plan is. At the same time, I also love the fact that you pointed out there are so many different lineups here. Have you ever heard of the people that have like a Google Drive full of all the lineups? It's so fantastic. If you don't know what we're talking about, the lineups on So are ridiculous. People will find just about anything to line up on it. I think there's like, oh, there's a pixel on a cloud. Please line it up here. Double bounce, full charge. No, 3/4 charge, and you'll actually land here, and you can get like, it's crazy. There are some hilarious montages of people finding clips and everything. But you know what? Sometimes on a map like Bind, you have to have that one player. So we'll see if DM7 will be that magic glue that brings Syosset into game number 3 as we head in. Syosset on the attack, Hebron on the defense, Classics and Frenzies in the hands of the Syosset Brave squads, and then Hebron with the standard Ghost. So let's go ahead and hope this works as we do get in to a little bit of a tech pause once again.
Hey, come on. It's the last series of the day.
Yeah.
We gotta have a little fun.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta have a little fun. Come on, give us just a minute here. Orbital didn't dress up today not to be seen.
I mean, it says you look gorgeous over here. Come on, man. What you talking about? You know, showing off here, of course. I do find it very entertaining. But let's go back a little bit here. Not only do you sound like you dislike Sovas because of the lineups, there seems to be a little bit of extra hate in there. Is there a reason for that?
Look, the first agent I tried to play was Sova, and people aren't very nice when you don't know how to line up.
Oh.
And it really hurt. It stings to this day. That was 3 years ago. I still feel bad about it.
Did it hurt because you landed like a shock bolt in the wrong area or anything like that?
I landed every shock bolt in the wrong area. That was my thing. Venom will land in the wrong area, back of sight, gets caught early. DM7 with a quick trade. Early room out of A short, but 2 players tuck close shower. Makes it still winnable defensively as Mania will find another. Rotation now on its way. Trusting that this team on site can hold on to things. Plant's going to come down now. Syosset will upgrade pistols, and Mania will find yet another frag. Now a 2-player advantage for this retake, and Hebron, all the inklings of success in this one. 50 seconds on the round. There's time to take this TP. Just got to make the cross, and it's a question if you're willing to ford the river. So Omen will find one. Stick, a trade, and Buns 1v2. Ghost in hand. Low HP Omen, just 2 1-taps. The round could be yours. There's the first, there's the second. A clutch for Buns, a 1v2 leads Syosset to the pistol round.
All right, well, I was definitely not expecting that. I did not expect Buns to just go, yeah, let's have a ball here, right? Let's have a ball. Let's go a little bit crazy and get that 2-tap like you called it. Great way to start, though. Again, for a squad like Syosset, they need a little bit of a confidence booster. And yes, that might not instill confidence to be dropped down to a 1v2 and have to make the play. But you did make the play. That's all that matters. It's a little bit of a boost there. You get a 3K in your jet, of all things. If your duelist is confident, you can kind of ride that high. So let's see if it does carry over now into round number 2. And Syosset is setting up for a B-side push, a 2-3 setup along long, and then 2 through hookah.
Very quick scale for Syosset. Instant vacation of Octagon. Means Hebron still have full numbers into this backside angle. Syosset going to find the first off the right click. Looking for another 4 HP. 4 bolts to work with, excuse me. No HP. Now, as Boober going to take that frag. It'll be 4 and 4. Spams through smoke. Nothing to be found. Spike plant on site. This looking to get involved. Guiding light forward. Confirm action. Tried to get the 2 players out of CT. Wasn't quite enough as DM7 fresh into the game and fresh into a 3-piece.
Feels good, feels good. Couldn't ask for more as, again, lighting things up very, very nicely. But that is, again, what we kind of expected, right? First 2 rounds do land themselves for this squad. And again, in game 1, yes, it was different. It was 1-1 in the first 2, but Syosset keeping it to the status quo. And it's Hebron that are going to look to continue. Rifles out against basically just a neutered buy. Again, the bonus you don't want to spend up. You don't want to have to worry about it. But if Syosset choose to rush, this could be a whole different story. You really only got, I believe that is 2 defending on the long side. So, eyes are open. Trailblazer sent up through hookah. No real value found, but at least you have closed out that angle. But Buns spotting at least 1 on the back end said, hey, I know where they are. Teleport being used, though.
Yeah, they cleared the shower. 2 seconds into the round, so guarantees that there's space there for players to get out. Never one to retreat early, going to pick up a frag, and now we'll TP away as well. So they found the first look, and they've utilized the map gimmick to perfection here to guarantee they still have that numbers advantage for the retake, get themselves out of dodge. As Ritzy going to pick up 1 hour early elbow, can't quite get that spray under control for the second. So Booper gets a trade, gets a Vandal in hand as well, try to bolster this retake.
Bit of a squishy moment here as all 4 are currently stacked on the top side. So Venom gonna look for their own. A little bit of a bird goes out, and that's gonna be the blind. Venom cannot finish off the kill, and unfortunately is gonna have to wait and see, but still given the opportunity, and a piece is caught. Now it's Mania and Exith looking for their own. It's a 2v1 situation with Venom stuck in a corner. Exith is going to take that 3K, and it should be all good. Hebron happy to take a round of their own, and Syosset are now gonna walk with guns into the 4th.
Tons of early ults online here. Exith has a wall. Ritzy has a Fury. Buns has daggers. DM7 just went away from a Fury of their own. Lots of early scaling has come through. We've seen Hebron consistently working early to shower. We've seen some early looks towards long. Not quite cut ult orb though, at least not without contact. So that hasn't quite got picked up on the defensive end, but they are trying to consistently find these early opportunities. There'll be a look out of hookah. Almost certainly expecting the Aethys swing off the guiding light. Why else would you put the sky behind you? Look at contact first. Shorty up close. Cooper flashes himself. At least you know that the utility certainly works. This time, a charm, as Eth is still going to find the frag. I'm going to quick trade. Cover spike quickly, and it's a full rotation for Hebron.
It's a full rotation, but a beat behind right now as Syosset actually give them the time to rotate back up. But of course, the teleporter is very much online. If you hear at least 2 more guns, hey, you'll take it for your own. Mania dropping Venom and a very, very quick tap. And Flexoman living with 15. I mean, how do you get out of here? Do you take a choice? Fried sends out the bird. And that's going to be a catch. Ritzy gets a headshot on Buns.
The Brimstone going to slowly head into the bushes here towards A short. DM7 will take TP. Try to help over onto this A site. Still a Viper posted back. No orb down, so no vision denial currently placed for Churstick. Really snake bite. Orb actually up A short. So going to kill some vision.
30 seconds left.
Recon back a site, going to land at his feet and scan as well. So I found one on the back of the site. Haven't seen anything else. Syosset willing to walk out here. They've got 20 seconds. If they want to do it, they've got to do it now. And that's like not nearly close enough to really make this one possible.
Just feels like that timer of, all right, we give it up.
Left.
We know what happened and we know what went wrong. Hebron allowed to carry this one over, but still, it's 2 weapons back in the hands of Syosset. They're going to go, okay, you know what? It's not too bad. We're still sitting at that same situation as in game number 1. 2-2, safety in numbers, and Hebron are going to go ahead and load back up 4K on Churstick, who is going to stick with that judge, happily so as well. But now it's the ults once again, and remember, Hebron were solid in that retake. I believe one of the biggest macros was, again, that just kind of beautiful setup between the Killjoy and the Astra. No Killjoy this time around, but you got the Viper. So if you want to wait 3 charges, sure. On the other side, Buns and DM7 are going to try their best, as the Blade Storm will be Buns' primary damage source.
We're going to expend it early. Buns the swing, finds one, dashes for the second, and has that one as well. The shower scale does not work out in favor of this go around. Hebron snuffed out early and more to come with it. Buns will take Mania.
Jeez.
Going absolutely manic in the early round. Both players slowly walking into the web for Hebron. In defender spawn, Buns up early heaven. Hasn't seen the contact just yet. Will spot Fried out with the daggers, nothing spotted. Now with the rifle, Ethan's gonna come through, trying to call this player. Can't do so. 4-piece, looking for the ace, and there it is. Buns is steaming hot in round number 5.
Oh man, what a challenge out. What a way to swing it back as well. They waited around. They took a little bit of a long time in round number 4. Round 5, they said, yeah, Buns is online. Let's use that to our full effect. They keep themselves alive. There was no chance for Hebron to really retaliate against them. And now I'm excited to see what Hebron do in retaliation. This is their chance to fight back, keep the status quo at 3-3, because they do have the weapons in their own hands. Remember, they maintain, I believe it was 3 in round number 4, so very, very happy on their end, but Mania back on that operator. And the big call out is, where is that operator? Currently sitting on A with 2 other on the far side. It's a B side flanked by Syosset as they split once again.
Yeah, as mentioned, the get back for Hebron going to be Mania's operator, which has had ever so much value throughout the day. Slow scale for Syosset Trailblazer to force the issue now. Hookah.
Launching smoke.
Those smokes guaranteed the signal. This team heading in. Octagon swing for Fried, picks up just one. Ethos in a world of hurt right now. Going to find one. Shot themselves out of pickle. 2 more to go with it. Info on Booper has to lead him straight to his teammate. Mania able to pull the trigger. We're tied up at 3, 6 rounds away.
What a way to shut it back down. And I think that was more of a statement than anything else. Hebron going, listen, you might have gotten an ace last time, but that's a one-time move only. Only when you got the knives up, and we ain't going to let you have it again. Very nicely shut down. Didn't have to expend the ult, and now you got 4. Online with 1 in the back pocket, literally an orb away. And I want to see it used. Again, Churstick sitting with that Viper Spit. That's the one that I really do want to see dropped. I want to see it used to kind of cut off line of sight and cut off one of those sites as well. But the Seekers are going to be called out here, and it is going to be an A-side hold. But Mania still locks down Venom. And again, Mania denying the initial entries.
going to send one back. Series expended to make sure they can get towards site. This Viper caught in their own pit shower. We'll have to try to work out of this one. Waiting on the Molotov for now. Mania smoked off. Pit far enough away on site that it won't create an issue in terms of the retake. Mania had a clear shot, couldn't quite nail the target onto that one. Gonna try to be that coverage from above to get their team into lamp. He's going to pick up one. Buns a trade. Trying to get this very late refrag, running and gunning for it. Doesn't see the feet of Booper, who will tap the head. A 2-on-1 for the lone out player of Mania, caught out by a dart. Time runs short. Mania will look to dash away from this one. This guy's gonna chase. Good read from Mania. Booper into contact. Shot hit and nailed for Mania. We'll get the op out of the round, but Syosset will get the win.
At this point, these teams are saving more and more, really saying, okay, we're going to be in a little bit of a stranglehold. We need to play smart. We need to maintain our econ advantage, or at least some semblance of it. And I can appreciate that. We actually haven't really seen saves all too often throughout today. We haven't seen teams try and utilize it as much, and all of a sudden we got both squads saying, we can't go aggressive. We can't lose these opportunities. And that shift in mentality is slowing down the pace quite a bit. You know, Mania being able to get a little bit of extra frags under their belt, helping the KDA, but still, for both squads, they are very, very cautious through these matches. 3-4, and Syosset once again taking a look, but that is going to be the ults coming out here. Orbital Strike being used as well as the Hunter Sphere.
Fantastic plays. Had info on both. Player back aside on this flank, caught. Everything picked up early for Syosset off of just solid utility. A well-played execute. Now just looking to bunker down on the post plant. Meaning yet again with an operator, no sight lines. The rest of the team going to try to do the dirty work on the ground. This Fried yet again going to find a trade. Looking to do a little more on lamp in this retake than a round to go. Yet again, it's Booper on an off angle to shut that one down. Manio switches the rifle, Shorty in tow. Dash out of trouble just momentarily. New gun picked up, and Mania new bullets. Able to find the sky. Still time on this round, but Syosset would have to give themselves away. Cloudburst set up. Defuse started. Bullets haven't hit just yet. Shockbolt will. DM7 has it. It's 5-3.
Looked a little bit scary there, but Mania can only do so much with so little. That's going to put Syosset in the lead, but remember, in game number 1, it was also very, very close in the first half. Hebron are a team that feel like they do better in control at the start, better on the attack, so, hey, you know what? At this current point, it's okay. They'll be happy about this current setup. Of course, they don't like going into the save. They don't like how that last round kind of panned out, but they are working with the judge, the Stinger, as well as a Sheriff. You know, the very small basics here. The Bladestorm will be available.
Hello.
The Seekers are going to slow them down, and now all the eyes are open, locked out of their own run. The initial charge has been halted, but no kills, only burns.
It's party in mid right now. The judge an unwelcome guest. Juristic still on this tight angle. Trailblazer clears, and it's enough to kill as well. Being up so close. Booper gets away with that one. DM7 will be caught by Ritzy. Will bail his teammate out. Take temporary refuge and showers. It's going to be a TP away. Fried deep from downtown. The Stinger able to convert one. Spike recovered quickly and into that B site. Hebron will try to wrestle this one back on the eco.
Launching smoke.
Spike planted.
And you got to love it here. Of course, with Hebron taking a very long swing, Buns might have an opportunity and swings on one, gets two, makes it a 3K, makes it look so easy. And Buns this game has honestly looked fantastic, getting so many early frags, first bloods, as well as just being confident in their own shots, allowing Syosset to kind of ride that wave. And Hebron just going, okay, now we got to watch our backs ever further. Ritzy, of course, in the back sight, is going to get shock bolted out. Doesn't land as far as they thought. So that's going to be an unfortunate loss of a K there. And they're going to have to wait it out. Ritzy, not willing to kind of go out like that, but they will. Buns with a 4K once again.
Yeah, great round from Buns. Phenomenal true discipline and the patience as well. Not to info peek there on the close box. That's out of TP. Lets a player jump up the ramp. Is able to differentiate between the jump sound effects and the run sound effects to identify there are at least 2 players scaling up. And once that first player passes, is able to take those 2 off guard, grab the 2 frags, and it's the reason why this player tops of the leaderboard right now with a 3 KD. Syosset going to look to scale towards this B site. It'll be a late rotation here for the Sova. Guiding Light going to have very early info on all these players. Hebron putting everything into long, everything into Octagon. If Syosset can work out of Hookah quick enough, they can pinch this.
Of course, it does land on that little bit of a crux. Quickly. They do have to move a little bit fast paced, but for right now, it is all 5. Currently sitting in Hookah, 1 all the way back on Fountain. And do they actually want to hard push? Do they want to commit? That is a question that they are currently asking themselves. Hebron, of course, just going, we can do whatever we really want to. We can wait. We can push one through Ton. Ton's on the back end. Ritzy saying, hey, I kind of get an inkling. This side's clear, so they have to be rotating back. It's inside of this narrow hallway. And Ritzy might find it, but do you swing at the wrong time? Not spotted. And now this is a big opportunity. Oh, a little bit of a call out, and they spot it out. Syosset. What intuition.
Manny on that deep angle, looking to contain. Can't quite do so. DM7 going to pick up another. Don't believe they quite saw the Astra. So still a chance on this one. Try to be close. Cubby. Got to shoot their way out of it. Quite the trouble.
Oh.
We'll pick up 2. Traded now. He thinks still unawares. Toxic screen will drop and now caught. Another look for DM7. 3 now acquired for the Sova. Cherstick last to open this round. 1v3 scenario. Picks up the first. Traded quickly by Bun. The 7-3 scoreline for Syosset. I think the Astra Stars mid-market give that one away. The recognition of, you see Syosset start the full rotate. DM7 drones through B long, spots 2 players, Main and Ethix both shooting the drone. Recognize this, okay, if they're pushed this far, they probably have info that we're all ready to be. They use that to call that there's probably players that have rotated a little farther out of A. Come mid-market, assume the coast is clear, but you see them immediately turn as soon as they see those stars, and that's when the recon comes through. I think those stars being up so close mean they have to have extra information, and they do a good job of countering that info that Hebron had acquired. They were correct.
All about those chess moves, really reading into the move, reading into the read of the read. That is the game that Valorant kind of devolves into, and I love it so much. Syosset currently with a 4-round lead, one that they did not have before. Remember, in the first half, it was actually 7-5 in Hebron's favor. So Syosset trying to turn the tables there. Looking for that possible 8th or 9th. For right now, Hebron, though, still 4 stacking over there on A site. Orb is picked up. Venom. Gonna try and get that showstopper online as quickly as possible. It's gonna be a gentle setup. Boop. We're ready to get onto A.
Oh, Cherstick able to walk out and find Omen. Bundle trade 2 from Shower. Let's look to stampede to the site. DM7 will finish out the clear. Ritzy's got a chance at this one. Isn't aware of the Shower player though. Venom gonna shut it down early. Make it a 1v3. A Stinger and full util for Fried. You grab 1. Hey, anything's possible. Especially with the Seekers in their inventory. Oh, they just see the head. So they got info on 1. Gotta find their 2 though, and it's so hard. That's such a hard burst from range. Can't make it happen. Venom will pick up the 1 tap. It's 8-5. Syosset a confident lead here. 1 away from the half.
This is such a shakeup, and I love it right now. For the side of Syosset, again, it's surgical, it's slow. They're waiting for Hebron to make those mistakes, and it's happening. Every so often, we see one of those gunfights go, all right, Hebron steps up a little bit too far. They decide to get a little bit cheeky, and it's not working in their favor. Not only that, they have the ultis currently in their pockets, so if they want to lay it down, Cherstick is actually looking with the Viper sit right in front of a short, and there it is. It is a call down. So Syosset know that they have burned that ult. They can get away as nicely as they would like. Now, do they pull the full rotate or do they not? Do they wait this out? That's the question. That's going to be the owl drone to see if they can get any information. No one really in the smoke. They see the gun though. So question mark on the side to chase forward, and Syosset go. Maybe we want to.
I like the reallocation of the pit to short as opposed to Shower. And last time around, they didn't quite get the value because Syosset has been much more willing to scale the short end of things. That it just didn't have any value Shower because no one is Shower ever for this offensive team. So it's forced them away now from this A site. Look the plan to B instead. Toxic Screen's been here since the start of the round. It's going to kill time and possibly help Ritzy out. Just give him a little bit of extra space for his teammates to come around, and they will do so now. A lot of damage coming through that smoke. Flex is going to swing all the way into elbow, and Ritzy happy to pick that one up. Now,
Spike
one
planted.
player advantage. Seekers finally will be popped for Hebron coming into the last round of the half. Ritzy's drone going to come forward. It's seen one. Might have seen the raise as well. But one player behind the divide thanks to the guiding light. Hunter's Fury online. Every ult expended for Hebron to make sure this round's without a doubt. DM7 will be caught by his own ultimate. It's 4-8.
Might not be a big win, but it's a win nonetheless. You don't go out letting them run up 9. Of course, maybe you want to put a little bit of the fear of the curse in them, but it's not going to happen. 8-4. Hebron still have plenty of room to work with, and again, they are an offensive team. They feel more comfortable being able to make the calls. They feel more comfortable pulling the rest of the opponent into their own spots, and we've seen them run teams ragged. Literally, we saw that in the previous game. So, can they do it again? That is my big question. Are they able to force Syosset to be read like an open book once again, get those extra frags for free? Or will Syosset be bolstered by this extensive lead? 4 rounds is nothing to scoff at right now. And Buns also looks online. That is the other side of things. We've said it time and time again, is these teams, the ones at the top, have a player that stands out mechanically each time. Yes, maybe you want 2 or 3, but for right now, Buns is looking like that singular player that's like, team, I'm dragging you by the arms. Please get over this finish line.
Yeah, Buns is having a phenomenal game, and then the counterpart to that, right? A lot quieter of a game for Mania in addition. So as one jet steps up, the others fall into the shelf, and it's allowed for what has been this 4-round lead. From the pistol and into the sight, it'll be a deep trailblazer trying to put Mania in the door, but Buns yet again, how poetic. He'll win the early fight, Ether the quick trade. 2 players on flank, long time coming before they get here. Means a 4v2 for the post plant that they can establish pretty early. Ether's gonna find the first, now it's just that 4v1 on site. And I'm hoping just to kill some time for the rest of the game can get through short. They've done just that. An opportunity if they can hit the shots. People are going to find the first. Ethan's a trade. Has had everybody's number here in this one. A 4th now. Looking to convert all 5 frags and has done just that.
So you remember when there was a little other ace in the game? In this one, I feel very specifically, this was an answer back. Exith, who we saw all the way back at the beginning of the day, be a standout player for Hebron. One of the main reasons they were able to make it into the winners finals on the winner's side is now stepping up once again. 16 frags to them, and they're looking to continue on forward. I do not think at all that these teams are willing to step down. The endurance test is in full effect, and they're riding that high. So Hebron wants it a little bit more. Again, have guns available, plenty working in their own favor. So let's see if they can put another on the board, bring it to a 6-8.
Good idea. Better luck next time. Try to flash out the sky smoke and they're dead.
I think
We
that's
just
what
put it that way.
Yeah, I think that's called the A for effort tactic.
Yeah.
A for effort. Execution, we'll leave it up to discuss.
Full map swing for Hebron. They've already taken what they needed, but go knock on some extra doors here over towards the A site. Same positioning here for the Sky as last round. That flash going to confirm it as well. Tries a swing, and well, it's a world of hurt. Ethis will find a 3rd. DM7 is playing the longest possible point of contact with his classic in hand. We'll
Spike planted.
have to see if there's a reward for that. Venom yet again on the deep angle. Will be all the way in heaven.
And just saying hellos. Venom's literally just saying, gently knocking on the door every 2 seconds, just, hey, I'm here. And DM7 is just going to wait. Again, this is a situation that they are not slated to win.
Yeah,
They're
exit
just looking for a
Fragville.
few.
Exit Fragville, hoping that one player will take the TP, trying to get out of sight. Cheeky little right click and come out of it. Ritzy, that player who wants to take the TP, does he get his 1 frag? He waited so long, all year for this, and the concert was canceled. Venom will die to Spike as expected. Take to 6.
There you go. So for Hebron, they are right back into it. Happy start for them. Question, of course, being, can they maintain further? And this is going to be a timeout. Syosset, now with guns in hand, say, hey, we have a chance. We have an opportunity, again, to push for a game 3. We are in the lead. Let's not throw it. What does that mean? Well, I mean, there's a few options. You know, you can match the aggression. You know, Hebron may be looking for that kind of ram their head against the same direction and just keep going until you break them down. That is an opportunity. At the same time, Syosset have to be willing to be flexible and adjustable to what Hebron is going to lay down to them and really lean on Buns. I think Buns has been phenomenal so far. Let Buns go a little bit crazy as well.
Yeah, and you almost need to. Once this team establishes the post plant, you're not getting back in. You're not going to retake this team playing double controller. You mentioned it, the fact that they've got the Astra utility for early round conditioning, and then they're going to have that same story with the Toxic Screen. They're going to get all the Viper utility back. They're going to consistently have a Poison Orb to work around. They can utilize that util how they like to, but it guarantees that they're going to have smokes getting into the site, and they're going to have smokes for post plant as well. Once they get there, it's over. You're not going to break through the wall. So Syosset now have to make a decision of, are we willing to push close contact, and are we willing to set up set pieces to get farther ahead? You mentioned how successful Buns has been early into this one. Now get an extra help on his side. Get Venom's nade to push him into extra space. Get Booper's Guiding Light or Trailblazer to get him extra space. But Buns has to push forward here and not necessarily grab a controller pick, but that would be the best goal. That would be the gift for the team, being able to take down some of that vision denial before we do hit the later stages of the round, because it is killing this team.
It's being that thorn in their side. But at least for once, they're able to scout out the entirety of B long. Okay, no one's there. We're good. A slow walk forward, though, is going to be their own question. Teleport's being used, so a quick rotate over towards that A site, hoping to catch the rest of Syosset off guard. But DM7 said, nah, listen, I got the guns. I can hold it down if I wish. The wall from the Viper not doing much more than just evading out some shots. And you can see there a little bit of a heal up. Surestick going to look to hide in that corner and pray the rest of the team can get to them.
I think Hebron a little caught off guard by how many players were still on the A site. Oof. I threw a deep recon to the back of B site, just kind of hoping players would rotate off of it, and Syosset play quite the disciplined defense not to move members, and that cost them what would have been a firepower advantage for Hebron. They get caught out instead. Booper's deep down long.
30 seconds left.
In the shots to back up the confidence. Full flash for another. But Fried still comes out the blind and into a frag. Phantom for them. But you got to get the sight. Ritzy tried to open the door, couldn't quite shoot the lid off. Venom has the first frag. Fried at 1v4, they all stack up. It's like Among Us. Venom will finish the job 9-6. Well, you never been kill stacked?
I don't,
You know what I'm talking about?
listen, I don't have friends to play with, so, you know, I don't think I've ever played that
You're
game.
kind of
It's
old.
kinda
It's
tough.
okay. You
Yeah,
never played
I
Among
know,
Us.
I know. Man,
Well,
I have my cane in the car that I forgot to grab. It's kind of rough.
when you play Among Us, if you take like 4 people and you all like stack on top of each other, you can like stand directly on top of each other. So when the imposter comes and kills one of them, the other 3 people will still be alive, right? And just know they did it. Yep. Yep.
Oh, that's sneaky. That's
Pretty
big brain
smart.
mode. That's
I
big
know.
brain.
That's why no one plays with me. It's pretty lame.
2 reasons why people don't play with someone.
It's pretty
One is
lame.
me, one is you, Cat. This is. All right, you can tell how dry our gaming experience are here. Now, taking a look here, we are getting underway with the 16th round. And I mean, Syosset are 4 away from making their way to a game number 3. They want to make this happen. They want to keep their hopes alive. But for the rest of Hebron, they want to take control. They now have guns against guns, and this is where the true test comes out to play. Fried getting a very, very quick attempt at a plant, but not able to finish it off. And now Fried able to get some revenge. Takes one down to 19 HP. Rest of the team on the back end and on the far side of A. A little bit of poison catches Buns off guard, but Surestick takes Venom out.
Comfy on site right now, or maybe not. Wallbang from Buns going to take down Mania. Still player advantage here for Hebron. Ritzy will make it just 1 bigger. It's the judge from Flex sitting in the smoke to walk out to fight a second. Traded now yet again. It's a 1v2. For Buns, the player who's been stepping in and stepping out. Here in map number 2. Can they find a bit of extra momentum for the squad? There's the first. Last player will be towards Shower. He's on the angle. Gonna pull him immediately off the spike. Or not. Let's him have. He's gonna stick.
No.
There's
okay.
the pull. Okay. Good time for Ethos. He can't win this. Beautiful. A very late pull guarantees that he cannot avoid the pull and step back onto the spike. beautiful timing from a beautiful player. 20 and 10, having a phenomenal game. The Astra topping the charts for Hebron and saving them from danger in that round.
A little bit of a test, but you know what? A very small win back in Syo Brave's corner is the fact that there was 0 guns left available for Hebron. So they had to fully buy back up, and that will give them a little bit of leeway. This is not a team that is fresh with all their equipment ready to go. This is going to be a little bit lower end purchases. Now, granted, that does not mean too much. Both teams have been playing on edge the entire time, and it's still a very strong Hebron squad. But of course, they're not going to be willing to rush maybe as hard as we thought from before. Fried looking up into Hookah, getting things set up for a chance, but can't scout, actually runs straight into the wall, so no information gathered from that Trailblazer.
Defense left guessing here. Hebron will have 2 into shower. A bit of differentiation on that toxic screen on the A side. It'll cut a little bit deeper, give them a little bit of a wider swing towards the back of the site. Friday move mid-market. The Astra still on the lurk over towards B. So how quickly can they sniff out that it is a lurk when the Astra contact comes through? Wouldn't be shocked to see stars go down B before contacts here A. The wall, that whole map doesn't quite give the readout just yet for Syosset, who are going to opt to move players. And they leave that Astra to try to catch players on the back end. That Sky will be caught just, oh, actually not. This is going to drop a little late. Plant's going to go down in the meantime onto that A side or not.
Yeah.
The Molly going to kill that one for just a bit of time. This flank could be everything for this team, but they have to get the spike down before that scenario can come to fruition. They've done just that. Runs over the first. Flex will find a second. Orbital strike online, and Ethos better have a heck of a time. He's got to find everything. He needs a second ace in this game to win this round, and Booper sticking the defuse, no reason to get off of it. Spinning around, he knows he's won the round. As Buns will finish it with the Blaze, it's 10-7.
Such a slow round that Syosset were allowed to even crawl their way into sight. And Hebron, they tried to take a different route, tried to go for a different way in, and unfortunately faltered, now granting Syosset a chance to sit at 11, double-digit round score for them. And their hopes are crying ever louder. They can see the finish line, just 3 more rounds. But of course, that finish line is really just a checkpoint. They may have to grab another game, and Buns looking to put up a 30 bomb, trying to get 6 more kills on their own KDA scoreboard. Hebron, though, saying it's not going to be without some contention. Pistols out, but that's more than enough for this squad.
Talk through Alba as info. Booper going to back all the way out of this one. These pistols, they smell blood in the water, and they want to get all up in it. Mania going to take the first. The pistol's not done just yet. Another for the Frenzy.
Buns.
Buns to send 2 back. Looking to finally call the early pressure. As Mania will re-swing. Close contact Viper onto CT. Had contact with 2, lost both fights. And Buns will take the last. It's 11-7. Syosset continue the inch.
This feels like they are on their hands and knees, just like slowly like dragging themselves forward. And finally, we get to see a timeout from Hebron High School. I mean, what could this one be about? They've gone fast, they've gone slow, they've gone excessively slow. And it feels like at this point, how do you shut Buns down? I think that's the name of the game, right?
Yeah, a lot of value still coming out of Buns, but it's more impact frags and less big star player moments. Is consistently grabbing those frags, but it's really just to lead them in on the retake. So here in a question of, are they going to opt to play slower as opposed to utilizing just that double controller utility? Because they're consistently getting into post plant. Just aren't able to hold on the post plant. And with this composition, that shouldn't be the case. Like when they are there, that should be it, especially against this roster. But somehow Buns has been able to utilize that Sky utility to still get in the face and have value, and that's where you're seeing those 2 impact frags to open the door once again. Who the player is now 27-9. So coming out of this timeout, I expect to see them adjust the default just a little bit here. Lurk presence has been pretty light, just because I think as you're a team that's consistently getting to site, you don't feel like there's anything wrong because we are consistently getting to site. Or I think it's when do you get to site and how do you get to site. Getting to freely walk on against retakes, they need to grab picks early in the round before they set up that post plant. They're done just that now. Where's he going to find the first? And they still are playing this pretty slow. They grabbed the first pick. They still don't have to play the execute just yet. Want to make sure they have some util killed. Want to make sure they have some players killed. Every extra advantage they can garner before setting up the post plant is every extra percentage that they're going to convert in it.
So much to think about right now, but Flexoman says, no thought, just call. Orbital strike just to flush out that hookah lounge. But no one is really there. Hebron have already rotated over towards this A site, so now what can they do evermore? Out goes the bird. Churstick trying to step forward with that poison, but the Molly denies their plant, so it's a force. Over to Liz's B's side, but there's no one on site. Tucking away one defender into that garden. Hang. Will be Hebron to have to clear out all their corners.
Moment's pretty big. Can Booper cap?
30
Vitalize.
seconds left.
Churstick's going to take that one.
Spike planted.
5-on-3 for the post plant. If you can't convert this one, it might be too little too late. I'll be fully honest with you. Flex went all the way onto site. Just picked up one. Just brought the numbers just a little bit closer. Hebron have ults to work with. There is no shame in using them to convert around. This will be close elbow. Has heard steps. Has heard the tap. Will pull Flex off the spike early. Bun's going to pick up another. Ritzy a quick trade. Working out a CT, in and out will go. Recon to confirm. He's got info on both. That's a fantastic dart and should be the nail in the coffin on this retake. Ritzy going to find a third. DM7 in front of sight. Everything to do and nothing to be done. Mania will finish the job. 8-11. Hebron out the timeout. Convert around.
Again, these feel like the mistakes being made are starting to be amplified time and time again, and even then, it's not that bad. These are just small things that each team is latching onto over and over again. The rotate call that was forced from Syosset, they did not rotate fast enough, or they were, but just a little bit slower on that trigger finger. Hebron, of course, happy with this outcome and give themselves another sigh of relief. They stop the ever-encompassing Game 3 potential, at least for one more step. And now with the ults in favor, the knives are out for the Jet, and it's Fried to try and hold down mid. Do they want to actually designate more ults, though? That's the question. They have the Hunter's Fury and the Viper's Pit. Do they actually want to send it forward? And for right now, you know what? They want to try, but they need to get in perfect position. Seeker's going to find their way to A.
Give that info on the Sova back at the site. Throw a pin this round. That's a great recon. Can't quite capitalize though since DM7's the only one on the back of the site. So close shower. You're going to have a cheeky angle. Caught the spike down. Has a chance to isolate unless Ritzy has a wall bang picked up. Has the angle down to a TS Mania will take down Flexo and Bladestorm over the top ropes. This team yet again will head for the hills. They start out on 8. They leave the pit behind. They head over to the B site to save for sure. His plan will go down. Just converted a post. Advantage yet again. Looking to repeat last round.
And you know what? Like we said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They're going to try once again. But the call down Venom said not today. This time around, we know your games, but a call out Booper caught with their pants down once again, losing their life in Hookah. Hebron currently sitting in a 3v2 Venom. Going to try and make some magic happen alongside Buns. And if there's anyone to create a miracle, Buns would be the one to watch.
One enemy remaining.
Fried staying up close. Going to find Venom, and Bun's the only player to watch now on this retake. He's caught just as quickly. Fried will convert 2 off the Stinger. Another rifle added to the inventory of Hebron High School. Syosset going to get their last rebuy out into this round.
And it's crazy to think, at least in my opinion, that we were talking about what exactly needed to happen, what needed to come about for Hebron in their timeout that they used. And one of those that we did posit was a possibility of shutting down Buns and also trying to force away util, make sure that you can isolate some of the members of Syosset and really keep them contained. For right now, it seems that they've done it. Syosset, Buns has actually sat on 28 frags. For the last 2 rounds, it's been smart. Whether they've played a little bit away from the possibilities of where Buns is, they've been able to identify where Syosset are currently planting their players in the defensive rounds. And you can actually see Syosset finally trying to adapt, further push in Hookah, really getting in their faces.
Yeah, it's the fact that they just need to play a bit slower mid-round. Because yes, they were getting to site the post-plant, but they were not expending defensive utility before they got there. The fact that they kill extra utility, they take a lot of time on a very wide default, means there's a lot less util to work in the retake, and that's cost Syosset. Both guiding lights here expended very early to get information on Hookah and Guard, and Booper has that info. Can't capitalize a frag off of it, not playing it off the teammate. So that's all that util gone. It's enough to bring rotation over for Syosset as well. You get wind of that third player here from the Sova, you get a chance to TP over to the A site. Astrostar is going to look to confirm this rotation. So Spike's already brought itself over. Hebron, a masterclass in defensive reads.
30 seconds left.
Of course, you can't get the read, but do you have the skill to take them down? They're kind of hooked up in here, and Shower and DM7 has shut them down, at least in the opening. Mania is dead. And that's going to be the Hunter's Fury now collecting them up like a little bit of Pokemon,
15.
but biting back. Xith is able to find one, but Chersta goes down, and this is going to be a firefight for their lives. Only 10 seconds, and I feel that is it. Like you called it, Catinator. They had no more time, and Syosset put themselves on game point.
Match point.
Finish him off.
It's a good defensive read. Just can't quite get out of Shower. That hesitation kind of cost them. You get there, you just need to flash out and go. And that bit of stall for them, waiting for the extra player to get there on that full rotation. And by the time they're there, so is the defensive. It's too late, and they run into all that firepower because of it. And you know Fried's going to be good for the flashes. They've got 17 assists. Done a phenomenal job of getting their team into angles. He's got to trust that. Very early defensive round, and Hebron going to sit that out early. Mania going to pick up 2. Who's got to trade? It's even numbers, a lot of contact mid-market. Most important thing is the Spike gets the cross, and that it has.
Now it's a call over towards this B side.
Concealment.
3-3. He's just laying down those stars. Going ahead and trying to keep themselves in cover, but it's a full side on B, and it will be Syosset to decide how they want to aggress. They do have the Hunter's Fury, and it's going to be called down. One shot goes a little bit to the right. Second shot goes to the right. Third shot, it doesn't even find Ritzy, but you know who does. It's Booper. Xith finds Booper's head as well, and now into this 2v2. Low HP onto the jet, but it's enough. That will be Hebron to push to 10-2 to push to OT.
Crazy confidence for the double swing there. It's confidence that's backed up. They talk it and they walk it. Not 2 away from overtime scenario. This is a round that Syosset should give away. Save up for the full buy into next round. Try to take them at 13-11. Let these guys have room to work with. Last thing you want to do is buy into this round, break your econ, and then have no choice. Take the OT. They're playing it wisely. That Blaze in this round. Buns could pop them. Certainly gonna need frags first before you're willing to let that happen, though. Early guiding lights come through yet again. You can tell they've got Booper a little spooked. He's been consistently caught in Octagon, in Hookah, and throwing those guiding lights a lot earlier as opposed to the very start of the Syosset defensive half. Still holding on to one. Didn't see contact getting down. Got all the space in long thanks to that sky smoke coming through as well. No noise in Hookah. Syosset should be able to process the elimination. Consider this one headed to the A site. Early stars are down, now activated. One to dissipate. We're trying to catch DM7 out. Couldn't quite do so, but the recon can. Jersey has it. And this is looking like the classic. Do your work on the A sites. Get players over. Leave. And Mania will take 2 more for the road. Pack them in a to-go box. Rest of the gang's on the B site. Plan will go down.
They took that page in the playbook, ran it through the copier twice more, and said, hey, it works this time.
Works.
Granted, it's a save round, but I love it. Again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep rolling. And they desperately needed it. Again, Buns, every time that I now see that Blade Storm, it worries me, right? Buns has been on a tear. But this time around, not getting as much util out, and that poison again. Fangs have bit off quite a bit. The double swing, they knew it. Xith finishes it off, and we are 1 away from going to OT.
What a beautiful post-plant hold. Against Eco, as mentioned, but oh, it's just gorgeous. 3 Astra Stars down into CT, 2 smokes to kill time, Gravity Well once they do take the space. guiding light once the two players are able to get past that. And then it's into a snake bite, so they're vulnerable coming into the actual contact. It's played to perfection. This is the Hebron we know and love. We're seeing them come back to fruition. They know, you said they've been here quite a bit of time. I think they recognize that. Wanted to get this overtime and dealt with in map number 2. Of course, Syosset, not a squad that's going to go down easy. Minio play this very quickly. Guiding Light going to bring him in to Lamp. Have to hit that shot and do just that. DM7 going to have a trade. Early TP away. Chersic going to be on the close angle. A swing into flex, and will pick that one up. The wallbang to open it. And a solid body shot to finish off the frag. The divide anchored two players for quite a bit of time on the B side. They got Rin to work with. Booper Seeker going to confirm information on his A side. They got to retake at lower numbers, though.
And the lower numbers might put them into a hellish spot. You can see the pings going out. Hebron putting that spike in a very safe position to be able to fall back and really check their flank. I like this call. They know Syosset like to put a lurker. They like to put that pincer in, but there is no pinch this time. Syosset, all eyes forward. You have one chance, and maybe a few more on the back end, but you want to end it here. You want to push to a game 3. You do not want to make this game specifically any longer than it needs to be. Blind up top. Do you get a Booper gets into the corner, and you see one. You catch Easton. Oh, that's an opportunity. Another blind goes out. Heal. Ready to go. Do you need to use it up in hookah? Shots go out, and that might be the defuse, but no! Chersic finds it. DM7 is locked down, and that's going to be it. That round is over. We are going to OT. Hebron say the game is not won just yet.
They're back.
Overtime.
They're back when it matters most. Round 25 on its way. To win by 2. First team to grab 2 rounds, 1 on the attack, 1 on the defense, will solidify themselves as victor here in map number 2. Will it be the reigning national champions closing it in 2-0 fashion? Or will it be Syosset defying the odds and taking us to the decider?
I honestly am sitting here just staring at this, and it's like, I'm just looking at Buns right now. Is Buns going to get the kills, or is Buns not? I feel that's what Syosset are currently leaning on, and you said it all the way at the beginning. We need to see Syosset build around Buns, create opportunities, create space, use that util, flush out members of Hebron. And it hasn't really happened as much as we would like, so for right now, getting into this attacking side, they are setting up into 4-1. Eyes looking 1 at least for that push from Hebron. They know they want to get cheeky. So Syosset, lay in wait. Slow wait. Poison goes out. A lot of Vipers. Viper's util being thrown down right now. Just trying to get that information. Maybe baiting Syosset into a situation that they do not want to be in.
Buns to inch forward. Tyranny scale for Hebron Shower. This is a staple of the defensive end. It's up to Syosset to remember what happened 12 rounds ago. Looks like Buns is aware, hasn't even peeked the angle, is waiting for the short contact. It's going to come through now. That'll pull Mania off the angle, and now they can step into that space. Dritzy going to find the first. Now to check this jet, and they handled it nicely. Mania will have Buns. That'll shut down that key fragger very early into this one. Mania looking to get involved still. We'll find another. The Shower players getting everything into this round. Venom in a 1v4. Enough HP to work with into this one. 15 seconds of spike down on sight. And Hunter's Fury, confirm you can't touch it. And your location picked up as well. Ethos will find it just before that second ray can come through. It's 13-12. Hebron 1 away from moving forward into tomorrow.
Match point.
And I mean, Syosset, it feels like they're floundering just a little bit. They had a hang of it, but then they second-guessed themselves. And honestly, Hebron said, we smell blood. We smell blood in the water. We know what they're going to try. They're going to try and play it safe. No, that Showers is ours. And now it's Syosset's turn. How are they going to play this defense? How are they going to maintain this OT setup? Hebron, they're ready. They're willing. They want to play a little bit more forward, but they send 2 over to the B side. So it's a little bit of a split, and I like this. They're testing. Mania hears multiple footsteps inside and say, hey, no, we're going to teleport. We did this once again. This is how we got here before. Let's go ahead and pull it one more
This is
time.
great. This is great from both sides. They opt to TP and re-swing this, trying to bait Syosset into reading that they've gone over to this B-swing so many times. Both defense have read this quite nicely, staying here onto the angle. It's going to be the first caught on close contact. Then it'll trade back. That's the spike.
Down A.
That'll let them know. Different plans this time around. As Pride still going to find another bun shut down. Venom caught on the top of the tank.
Spike planted.
A 4-on-2 to decide your fate. It's win or go home.
Last player
This round needed for Syosset. Flex out of the round. It's Booper with full utility, full HP, and a 1v4 necessary. All the hopes and ambitions of Syosset High now reign on just one Sky's shoulders. The guiding light forward. First contact hasn't been found. And no one giving Booper anything. No one willing to peek into this. A flank on its way. Booper will pick up one. And it's the nail in the coffin from Ritzy. 14 to 12. Hebron activate late into map number 2. And they'll move forward in 2-0 fashion.
That was a challenge for Hebron. I would like to point that out. They were sitting on map point for Syosset's side, and they had to win 5 in a row in a very tense situation, I might add, and they did it.
Yep.
We said it before. They ran through the lower bracket back in Nationals of 2022, and this feels like they're doing it once again. They're like, man, we got to grind it out once again, and huge props to Buns, though. On the side of Syosset, they're going home, but Buns played out of their mind this game.
No, absolutely. A phenomenal showing. You always get that player who gets that extra bit of drive, right? Recognizing these elimination games, how big the moment is, and really going to encapsulate it. Buns that player into this one. Unfortunately, couldn't quite activate, couldn't fully get the job done for the squad, and that hurts. To be that close, just 2 rounds away in overtime fashion is tough. Going home, but not going home with anything they should be ashamed of.
No, these are all teams that have won their respective regions. They have to understand they're going up against the cream of the crop throughout the entirety of HSEL. They have been phenomenal throughout. So, and that'll actually end the day here on day number 1 of the Nationals. Of course, there's even more to talk about later on, as tomorrow we'll be kicking things up once again, at least here, starting a little bit earlier at about 10:30 here on Generation Esports Stream. And then at 11 will be Brawlhalla on the mainstream of HSEL Esports. So make sure to tune in then. After that one, it will be Rocket League. And then finally, for us, once again on the mainstream, it will be the Valorant Finals. You do not want to miss any of it. So thank you so much for tuning in here today. My name is Orbital. With me has been Catinator on the broadcast. And we wish you all good night.